My name is Angela, and I'm a park interpreter here at Garden of the Gods in beautiful Colorado Springs, Colorado. And today we're going to learn about the riparian zone of the park. The riparian zone is the in-between, or the buffer zone, between the dry land and a body of water, whether that's a stream, river, a lake, or an ocean. That means it can be very small or very large, so it could even be an ecosystem all on its own. Riparian areas are very important to animals because of the thick vegetation they provide. It provides food, shelter, little hiding spots, and then of course the water provides water. Animals need it just like we do. You'll find almost every animal in the park in the riparian corridor at some point in their lives, whether it's their primary habitat, a daily visit for a drink, or maybe just where they spend their time as a baby. Our riparian zone is a little bit different because water no longer flows through Camp Creek. It's been diverted a little bit up, so there's only water in this creek when there's a big, long rainstorm, and that doesn't last for long. Many of the plants indicating a riparian zone still thrive here, primarily these big cottonwoods. We have narrowleaf and broadleaf cottonwoods here, and they wouldn't survive if they didn't have a lot of water to drink. In fact, if you looked at this area from above, you might think that there was a creek here because of all these big, healthy trees. There are also two constantly flowing springs down in Rockledge Ranch that at the south end of the park that do create a nice, lush wetland ecosystem, feeding a duck pond, irrigating their fruit trees, and providing a scarce resource to the wildlife in this arid environment. They create their own little wetland ecosystem. Let's remember a time when it was hot in the summertime and you were playing in a field or maybe in a parking lot and it was really hot, so you looked for a tree to hide under. Found some shade. What a relief. It makes it so much cooler. Well, the trees do the same thing for the water. When the trees shade the water, it keeps the water cool. And cool water holds more oxygen for the animals to breathe. If the water was hot, the fish wouldn't be able to breathe in that water there. The plants at the water's edge are also a filter for the land and the water, kind of like eyelashes. They keep too much dirt from going in the water, and they keep the water from rushing out and destroying the land when there's a flood. We all need water to survive, and animals are no different. You'll find all kinds of animals visiting the riparian and wetland areas to get a sip and cool off in the shade. In this lush area, you'll see cattails with red-winged blackbirds, muskrats, dragonflies, ducks, turtles, and frogs in the pond. Lots of different bugs like the water too, since many of them lay their eggs in the pond, and the vegetation keeps them cool and hidden. Do you know who likes bugs? Birds, and bats, and frogs. They all make bugs a big part of their diet, so you'll see birds during the day, and bats when it's dark, eating their fill. Along with bugs to eat, frogs need permanent bodies of water to lay their eggs in, because if the eggs dry up, they'll die. Once the tadpoles hatch, they need water to swim in and to breathe since they use gills. Even when they grow up and grow legs and lungs to hop and breathe, they still need to keep their skin wet, so they can't travel too far in this arid environment, and they might live their whole life in this pond. Both the wet and drier parts of the riparian area are frequented by deer, cottontail rabbits, black-billed magpies, bull snakes, fence lizards, even turkeys. Up in the sky, you can see prairie falcons and turkey vultures scanning the area for smaller birds, mice and rats, chipmunks and squirrels, snakes, rabbits, and anything else that looks good to eat. The park's black bears forage the area for berries from choke cherries, gooseberries, and golden currants, acorns from the scrub oak, ants, young plant shoots, almost anything they can get their paws on. Raccoons and skunks can be seen looking for food at night, and coyotes, foxes, mountain lions, and bobcats are hanging out and passing through the riparian zones at all times of day. Don't count on seeing those bigger predators, though. They're pretty sneaky since they have to sneak up on their prey, and they'll probably be hiding from you too.